Hi, I'm Stefan, and I want to explore a little bit now a small project of mine or interesting question I recently had. I was playing Dominion, or I'm playing Dominion since a few years now, occasionally, and I was always struggling how to get the best. So it's a deck building game to set up a good deck. And there is a recommendation on Reddit I recently discovered which is called the Kingdom of the Week. So every deck consists of 10 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cards. Then there are other possibilities of event cards or I don't know, currently ways or um, other possibilities like here, like currencies. And in this brackets, there's what add-ons or what expansions actually are used for that game. So I was always thinking because KOTV, so when we are searching it, KOTV, and just use this subreddit, there are actually a lot of Kingdom of the Weeks um, uh, currently already published. So I was thinking, can we analyze a little bit? So what are the most used cards in Kingdom of the Weeks because it's by one user? And can we tease out some knowledge from the comments section actually and the upvotes and downvotes? So this should be a smaller project, and I think I can dedicate 2 or 3 small videos to it. And the first thing, of course, will be how do we import this data from the Reddit API? Because Reddit has a convenient API I recently discovered or worked with. And how can we analyze the data actually and can relate to the score? Can we relate some cards to a score or to, for instance, the attitude of the comments? So we can do maybe a small sentiment analysis. So the first thing or the first question will be how we import this data. Um, there is a possibility that when we actually search, we can already import search functions because I'm just interested currently in the cards. So we have a search term here, and I know that when we have the search term, um, we can say search term dot JSON, and that is actually the so we don't need actually a user profile for the API. We already can grab that information pretty easily without web scraping. So what are we going to do is we just restart R, which I don't want it to be in this point, but we just import the Reddit data and let's see, library. And of course, the first thing is that we set up the environment. Theme set, theme light. And what we also know now that we need JSON Lite to import our data. Okay, let's see. Import exploration. Because I assume there will be some minor problems we need to fix. Okay, the raw URL will be um, this what I, oh, sorry, actually. And the JSON is now read JSON raw URL. So we imported the JSON now, and we have it now structured in list CNR. And I just thought that maybe we can do this in a tibble and explore it. So this is actually our search term now. So the first character will be the kind that it's enlisting, and then actually the data starts. So what that information will be that it's a kind, that's a listing, and the actual information should be in this list. So we just explore a little bit. So we just slice the second entry and unnest the JSON raw information. There we go. And now we know we have a character here with should be the data and then a numeric value. A numeric, here's the curly brackets would, it should be a 3 because it's a, no, it's the that's, it should be the 25 actually. But anyway, it's pretty empty and I don't think that there's a valuable information because, let's see. JSON raw, yeah, it's the 25. That's the type of the Reddit, that it's maybe a search term. I don't know exactly how is it labeled, but actually the information is here in the fifth row. So we just slice row number 5 and unnest the data again. JSON raw. And there is actually 25 entries. So what I know is that when we have the Reddit API, there should be a Reddit API documentation, that we can increase the limit, the maximum number of items to returned. And I know already that the maximum limit will be 100. Anyway, so the first search term is always a question mark. This is how these APIs work. And then every argument or parameter we are entering, like here, that's the search term, that's a restriction. Every parameter is divided by this and sign. So the limit, so when we increase the limit to 1000, do we actually get more information here? Because I want to grab all this information. No, 100 is the limit. Okay, that's fine. I think I already know a little bit how we can bypass this 100. Okay, and we have the 100 here. That's actually our list. And now I'm wondering, the actual information will be 2 divided, so that is now a named list. So because this is our grep until this point, this is our export. So we just make it quick, and let's just, for exploration purposes, we will program a little bit of that later. So slice one, and unnest JSON raw. Yes, okay. Unnest JSON raw. So anyway, that's the, again, I think that is redundant information. So they actually slice the actual information should be in the second. Um, Okay, I think that's the information here because now have 92 entries, and there is actually a pretty neat version. And there is our data set, to be honest, of one um, entry. Yeah, though that's pretty easy now. We have our information here, so that's the search ID. Um, that is the self HTML text, but there should be plain text, and that's the title. Okay, perfect. I think that's fine. So we know how to import at least 100, and then we know how to tease out information or do a table entry or a tibble or a data frame out of this pretty easily. Okay, so because we have a 100 limit, I know. So there are two ways actually. We can slice a little bit, so we can look after our first entry or after the last entry, um, grab 100 more, and before them just check that a special ID is given or not. That's a little bit cumbersome, I assume, because what I know is that this Kingdom of the Week is published weekly. So given from 1990, from 2014 onwards, let's skip 2014, 2015, that should be 5 years. 5 years multiplied 50 weeks or 52 weeks should be 5, so 250 to 260 entries at least should be expected. Okay, so we need to grab at least 2 or 3 times before after, but let's make it a little bit easier for us to grab them because the structure is always the week and the month. So this is in February 1 year ago, don't know, 2019, 12th of February 2019. No, December. So what we gonna do is grab our information. So for instance, we have the Kingdom of the Week, and let's say just grab the month, for instance. So that will be the month. Actually, all entries from a January. Yes, with a 1 at the beginning. Okay. I don't know if we can restrict it. I don't know if the search possibly can restrict everything that starts with 1. Actually, yes. So everything that starts with 1 can be grabbed. So we now excluded this one. Okay, so what we need is just that URL. And what we gonna do, okay, let's grab that again. So that's the base URL for an example. So that is a space. No, that is the question mark. That is the quotation. The 20 is the space. Restrict. The 20 is the space. So, and that is the. So what we're gonna do is here. That's the month actually, and we insert the month pretty variable. So that should be the month. Yes, that's the space. That's the number of the month should be here. And then comes the slash. And I think that's it. And that's the question mark again. The quotations. Yes, that's the slash and that's the quotation. 2f is the slash. Restrict to 1. Okay, and we also limit it to 100. We don't just want the normal 25. So this is our base URL. So what we're going to do now is, let's see. Yes, what we are actually going to do now is that we are just generating by month. So we have a table and we do a month, and the month will be 1 to 12, and that's fine. And then we mutate a new column, which is called the URL. And the URL is basically a glue. The glue of, let's see, the glue of the base URL. Shouldn't be that convenient. The base URL. Yes, I'm stupid. I don't want to load the. Yes, exactly. You see, that is exactly what we generated. Now, this is the first entry for the first month, for the second month, for the third month, for the fifth, and so on, and until December. So now we have the table, or now we have the data set of all the URLs we want actually scrap. And what we are now scrapping is actually this. We just want to read JSON. Okay, so the first thing is we grab for every entry. We can, okay, I think, yes. Okay, we need to first do something like a parser. Parse Reddit, I call it, which is a function that needs just the URL. And so what we, first thing for debugging purposes, we just print the URL, and now we call it the Kingdom of the Week. Base should be the URL and read JSON, because this is what we did below. We are first reading JSON, and then we're doing, so what we get when we are reading the JSON is actually that entry, and then we do the same steps we actually did here. So the first thing is we do a tibble where we say JSON equals to this base URL. No, the base, so the JSON element, that is our JSON element now. And then we just slice and unnest. This will be our Kingdom of the Week monthly entries. I call it just entries here. And then what we're going to do is for every entry, so when we are at this stage, every entry needs this slice. So every entry, so the length of that entry needs to be determined. And the length is actually 100 in this case. So we just loop it. So Kingdom of the Week entries wide. I just make a normal loop here. I don't want to make something wrong. So for E in 1 to n row of actually that entries, I guess yes. Just do the entry will be actually the slice 1 entries, and then we just slice every piece of it. We slice every piece of it, but wait, then we say from the entries the first, not the first, the eth or the every single step, and then in the end, so when we've done it singly, we just say QTV month or entries. Why I just rename it will be bind rows. So because we do here are list entries, and to combine list entries in a data frame, actually, we just bind the rows. And this is the last thing we actually do in this function, and the last thing will be exported, but in case I just add something new, I just say return. Okay, and now we have the URL. So what we are doing now is the main data frame, and the main data frame is our URL, and we mutate something new, and that is the JSON. It's not, that is maybe the kingdom of the week. And then we map over it, map. Here we have the URL. So every URL we map, and we use our new function parse, which is actually not parse Reddit. Okay, so let's see if that'll work. No, it's not working because we have the wrong term here. We want not grab the HTML and it's because now he's wanted to grab the HTML information. We want actually the JSON information. Okay. Start with that. Problem. JSON raw. What's the error with mutate? Can't subset columns that don't exist. So let's check parse Reddit. Df URL. We just do it singly. So what is the problem? First row, second element, pull. So we don't want to. JSON raw does not exist. JSON raw, help me, JSON raw does not exist. Yes, because I renamed it. Stupid. Okay. JSON. So that's the JSON again. Okay. Parse Reddit. Actually, now we have it. 64 entries. Okay, so let's grab. let's grab our 12 months of data. I think we can delete this already, and now we have our data set. Now we have it. It's actually here, so what we're gonna do now is Kingdom of the Week entries wide. Will be our data frame. Select Kingdom of the Week and unnest Kingdom of the Week. So, and we have 370 entries now. Okay. So these are our entries, and this is actually the title that it's want to play Dominion. Okay, so we have grabbed something which is actually not that important. So the first thing we can check if we actually do have something distinct, if we have double entries in here. No, 370, I think that's fine because we grab it for every month, that's fine. So I'm just wondering, okay, we have now, I'm just wondering if we can exclude them another call, King of the Week. So it looks like that we actually need to know is when it starts, select title. So these are the titles, and we just want to make sure that every title that actually starts with Kingdom of the Week in title should be filtered, and I think we need to be for human error. We need to exclude that maybe the writing could be wrong. Okay, so now we excluded him. We actually can include this here. And now we have our entries. So we have 369 records imported. And this is our data set now. I'm now interested in the timestamps. That is the upvote ratio, the ups total awards received. Okay, I'm not exploring this now. The score, the created. Created and the ID. Yes, okay. The ID is important for later when we want to grab the comments. Okay, so the created is nothing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 digits. So this is in R and in some other languages actually. The select created. To pass the date starting at, I think, the 1st January 1970. So what we do, we just create the date No, we call it release. The release date will be as it's is it CT functions manipulate classes. Is it time zone? I'm always struggle. I think it is. I, and I think it is completely not related. So created. We just set our normal time zone to UTC and because origin will be, and the origin is then 1970 first. I think that's, yes. Okay, now we have a date and I think that's convenient. Let's just look if it's actually convenient. Release date equals as date. Okay. I do like loop redate. Loop redate when working with dates. As date release. Okay. ggplot. Oops. Aesthetics. And we are plotting the release date. Yes. Okay. Yes, I think that's, yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. Actually, yes. Okay. I think that's fine. I think that's exactly what is logic. Okay, so we have a logical date and we actually can add this already at this stage just without the select. We don't want just one. Okay. Now we have release date and release actually added here. And what we do now is we're not interested in every column. There are redundant columns. So what we are interested in is the author full name. I don't think because the author is always the same. It's the same user. Saved, gilded, clicked. Clicked is also no information in it. So what we actually need is the title. So what we are interested in is the title. The title. And so what is that for a column? Why is it? It's the title and it's the height score. Why is it? Let's check. Glimpse. Okay. So what we want is the title actually. What we do want is the PBS, so should be 6. The name. reduce the name, because this is the identifier actually that gives us then helps us with generating the content. While the name, I saw that the name is not, that's the ID. We leave the ID as first. We don't need the name. 6 dark upvote ratio probably. I don't know what that is, but I'm happy to explore it. The ups, we want the ups and the downs, obviously. And the score, which is probably just the sum from ups and downs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, yes, and the release date probably. Just was confused. Thumbnail created. We already transformed that. Self-dominion. The HTML text is not needed. I'm just wondering, because everyone has a image, a linked image. I don't know if the image information is important here, but I don't think we can tease out very much information from colors from the images. I don't think so, that this makes that we should go in this direction. I think that's fine. I think we have it here. And now we just add that up, and I think we're good to go. So what we do next is now we are exploring the title a little bit. I'm pretty interested in the title. So what we are doing here is, or we are actually interested in the cards themselves. So this is the first part where cards, or where we just do, we make the data set wider. Because now we are interested in the select title. In the title, in the title area. Okay, and what we're gonna do here, let's see. We want every information or every card that is behind numeric. Also, we have the KOTV, which can be deleted. Let's see, how do we do that? Okay, let's just mutate and make a test column where we just, for instance, say string, replace all, and now we say in the column title, we replace the KOTV, starts with KOTV, Kingdom of the Week, then a space, and then numeric, 0 to 7, 0 to 9, so every numeric. Then comes a symbol, and that's the slash, and then 0 to 9 again, 0 to 9. And then comes another symbol with, I think we just need to, as we have remove all. KOTV. Okay, so in some it works, In some it doesn't. So let's see. Mm, uh, I don't, I don't know if we can actually make it much easier if we just we have KOTV here. Mhm. Okay, let's see. Just wondering how would be, why is it not removing string remove all in the title? It starts with KOTV. Why is it this? Ah, because it has two. Is because it has two numbers? Just check that. Yes, sorry, that's stupid. Now we have it, and now we have the ones with a one number in it. Okay. Well, that's the problem we solve later. Oh wait, um, yes. Hmm. Okay. Um, so what if we make it much easier? We just say at this stage, remove all, uh, because we have the same pattern here. So everything which stands and then comes a number, 0 to 9, and then comes a number and stops with a yes. I don't know if that'll work if there is always print n equals 400. Okay, let's check if that worked actually everywhere. Yes, it did. Okay, that's good. It's terminal. Oh no, it doesn't work. It didn't work here at least. We need to care for that. Okay. We need to care for this first. And I assume it's terminal, so why is it? Oh, it did work here. Where was it? Here, it wasn't working here. Yes, so the first thing, um, so we need to do this in beforehand. Test equals string remove all in title. String remove all. Mm, I'm just wondering because it's quotes. So we need to change to other quotes here. It's a space and it's a Renaissance Fair. Renaissance Fair. And then that'll work. String remove all in title. Okay, and then we are replacing it again. So we actually just clean the title here. and that will work. So we are here at row 64. Let's check if row 64 actually worked. 46, sorry. Yes, that worked. 46 worked actually. Okay, that's fine. I think we're good to go at this stage. So what's pretty convenient now is separate rows, for instance, which separates the title, and we first separate everything which has a which has a commata, I assume. It's not working. Separate row. Separate rows. The title separate. Work. Exactly. Alt-tab. And then we do mutate title equals trim, I assume, title. So now the white space is deleted, and we can first check count title sort equals true. I assume there's still a lot of problems in there. Prosperity, Dark Ages, Hinterlands, Seaside, Adventures. Yes, okay, so these are actually the add-ons. We need to take care first of the add-ons, and the structure is pretty similar. So we have them separated by commata, then there's a dot, and then comes these brackets. So what we should do first is that we separate it by the the title by the dot. Okay, let's check that. Oh, why am I always so stupid? Okay, so now it's the dot. Yes. Okay, that's fine. So we have now the cards, we have an event, we have the currencies, and we have the add-ons. Then comes the card again. Okay, that's fine. What the other problem is now we have an event here, and then we have a project, and we want to separate that as well. So we do another one. Actually, just delete that. Separate rows, title, and separate it on the semicolon, and then view. Event, project, colony, no shelters. So that'll work at least. Mm, I think that's fine at this stage. Yes, I think that's okay. Hinterlands. Okay, I think I saw enough. And what we do now is that we actually do an indicator. An indicator. Indicator. So in the case when you grab landmarks, and a full stop. In the title, then just label it landmark. While true, label it NA. Can I do that? Don't know if he's happy with NA. He isn't. We just leave it this way. Okay, we just make it as a string. What is always stupid? So, oh no, I'm not here. Landmark. Yes, that works. So then there are, wait, have I? Landmark. Okay, well, not a problem. We deal with both. And what else now? I know with a new add-on there is the way. So when there's a way in the title, just label it way. What else? When there are, I think there was events in the title, just label it event and deal with a singular the same. Okay. I think I'm always doing this in case there is a card name that has that in it. There are events, then there should be projects, I assume. Projects in title and label it project. And deal with a singular as well. Then we have I was colony shelters. Okay, colony and shelters project sewers. Yes, okay. I know that there is yeah, how do we deal with shelters? The same way. I assume that shelters is always plural, and when then there is shelters, shelters, and when there is colony in it, then colony or platinum, which is the currency. Okay, let's see what we've done. Yes, so while everything is, the rest should be labeled with cards. So we have card event, cards. Now is the problem that in that brackets, it's not cards. In this brackets, these are the expansions. So whenever these brackets appear, label it expansion. Expansion. Okay. Expansion, cards, event, expansion. Just we randomly check. These are the cards, these are shelters, this is the expansion. And you see there's something empty in here. Well, why is it empty? Don't know. Okay. Wait. Let's just quickly check if there's count indicator. 404 cards. That's actually wrong because we know our data set consists of 369. So there are still issues. I assume the others are logic, but not every card which is card are cards. So let's quickly skim filter indicator equals cards view. Let's just quickly make it correct. We have the time. I said it's just salt the earth, wall and sinister plot. Boons and Bane. Yes, I know. This is the other no events. Uh, no events. Shouldn't that count to event? Events? When there are events in it, they should know. Why is it Bane, Boon? These are our problems here. Bane and Boon. Prosperity. Ah, okay. I see. I think we need to Bane's Boons, Fields, River. Okay. What we at least need to add is the Bane and Boon because that's something special. So Bane and Boon, Boons is Boon and Bane. Okay, while true cards, filter indicator cards, and that's still wrong. I'm just wondering. That's a little bit annoying. Should be fixed. Salt the earth wall. I mean, salt the earth, to be honest. Salt the earth. Dominion. Salt the earth. It's an event card. Okay, so Salt the Earth is an event card. It's not labeled as event. That is Sinister Plot. Hmm. Let's just quickly look at what actually happened. Select title and view function. So, come on. Okay, you don't want to help me here, so I do it on my own. Swindler, forgotten. I think it's this one. Event Salty Earth. These are events. Event Salty Earth. Why is it not labeled as event? Slice one. Oh no, we just don't. We just pull the view. I think that's Salty Earth wall sinister. So there needs to be Replacement. So salt the earth. One sinister plot. There needs to be an event. So we just add that. We need to add that, or we can actually do it here. We just say title equals string replace. Let's do all in title. So when it comes to Salt the Earth Wall Sinister plot, we just do it. I don't know how R is behaving here. Sinister plot. Replace that with event. Yes, I guess that's how it works. Let's just check. So at this stage, I don't need that anymore. Will you select the title? No, we don't select the title. Oh, we do select the title. So let's see. Still a problem here, but no events. So why is this no? Why is it no event? Okay, so that's actually redundant information, I assume. When there's no events, we shouldn't, no events, no landmarks. So we can filter that. We can filter that out. Filter. Um, Title or indicator. No, it's the title is not empty. And when you grab something with no, I don't know, no events, it just looks like no events. No event, ignore case in title, ignore when you don't grab no event, ignore, why is it not? Ignore case. In this case, it's true. Oh yes, I'm always forgetting. It's not a filter. Okay. There's still a problem here. A slight problem. Mm, Maybe we deal later with it. It's terminal bagger. I just deleted. It's absolutely annoying. String remove all. We can do it already here at this stage. Title equals string remove all. Title. It's terminal. That'll work. Now it's already? No, it's still there. So why is it? It's terminal. Is it not? String remove all. Yes. Replace that. It's okay. It's not working. Okay. I see with the. Okay. I guess we just leave it this way and I deal later with it because I already have a good idea. We don't filter and now we just count indicator. Cards. Okay, we lost actually the sum. And we will deal with them later. Maybe, I don't know. So this is how the data set looks like now. Um, um, what we actually should also do is get rid of the curly brackets, and we should trim curly brackets and the okay, let's do this. So in the title, string remove all, title, curly brackets in every possible combination, the curly brackets, and also title, string trim, title. Now we have, now I guess it's looking not print equals 400. Oh no, it's 1400 now. Just quickly scan through it if there is. I think it looks good from this perspective. Yeah, I think that's fine. And okay, I, I just call it card. I don't want to call it now clean because I don't consider it to be clean. Separate rows title and with the title we separate everything that has commata. Okay, actually we can mutate title equals string trim title. And what we also do is maybe we make everything to lower cases. Yes, okay, that'll do. Count title indicator, plot. What we are plotting now is that we make a general overview of actually on the x-axis we plot how many times it comes, because with the count we generate the n column, and on the y-axis the title. We do the geom call column, and we facet wrap and we facet wrap I assume we should face wrap at this stage. Okay. No, that's a problem. Ah, I think we need detailed cleaning here, but I want just to make as a finish a first graphical overview. Altar as a base. Ah, yes, and that's the cards as well. Okay, yes, I think that's fine. That's fine at that stage. I'm just wondering, top. I always forget the top n function because I don't want to show all 50 or 100, no, 300 different cards that are just appeared one. Um, I don't know. Yes, I think I know how to. We don't do it with top n. We do it with title. No, that will not work. Group by indicator, and now mutate title equals factor lump, I assume. Factor lump title top 10. Does this actually work? Yes, it works. And now we filter title equals not others, not other. And now we count, and the facet wrap is the indicator. And we sort the title, factor reorder the title by its appearance. Let's check if that works. Yes. And of course, scales the x-axis and y-axis should be free, so both of them. Okay. I think we have a first result out of what we already grabbed from the API. And now we know, I see. Yes, we need to reorder within, I assume, but that's fine. That's fine how it is now. Um, Menagerie, that's an add-on, that's not a Bane. That's a problem. Expansions. Yes, one, two, three. Okay, so River Sun, Bishop. So from cards, in perspective of cards, it's the Bishop, the Squire, and the Fishing Village, which is used most in um, Kingdom of the Weeks. So it's +1 gold, +1 victory point. Trash a card from your hand, +1 per 2 gold it costs. Round down. Each other player may trash card. So this is a game-winning card. So it makes maybe the game a little bit faster, or at least the point values increase. I don't know actually when to play this kind of thing. That's from the base game. So that's fine. So we have a first overview. So this is, I want to finish at this stage. Um, this is what we've done. I assume what we done is we grabbed from the API, the Reddit API, all informations about Kingdom of the Week, and we tried first cleaner and a first analysis. At the next step, I want to make it cleaner, a little bit more cleaner, to make it more accurate, the final results. And after that, I want to grab comments and perform a sentiment analysis on the score, based on the score um, of every Twitter feed, of every Reddit. Just distracted a little bit because I think at what stage, where is it? Here I selected the title. Yes, we don't want that at this stage. Yes, that's fine. That's fine as we have it here. So these are the expansions. Yes, so we want to correlate it a little bit, or look if the upvotes or the score, which is the sum from upvotes and downvotes, is somehow related to a special card. So I assume we can perform a lasso regression on this, and we do this in the next thing, and maybe the sentient analysis. Thank you for your attention and hope to see you soon.